Hello, my friends. I have another dedicated candle review for you today. We are going to be talking about HOMEWORX Hibiscus Flower. Now, before we get into this review, I do want to let you guys know that this candle was sent to me in PR from HOMEWORX. I do always like to be very transparent about that at the beginning of a review, anytime that I am reviewing a candle that I did not pay for. However, if you have been with me for any length of time, you guys know that that really does not affect the grading, or affect my grade, I should say, because there have been plenty of candles that I have received in PR that I have told you, don't buy it. So in this review, we are going to go over the packaging, how the candle is performing, what I am smelling. I don't believe that this is a new fragrance to the HOMEWORX lineup. However, this is the first time that I have ever had it. And I will say, once again, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to HOMEWORX on the packaging aspect. This label is stunning. I think that this label, as well as the Citrus Plumeria, are just everything that I think of when I think of like a tropical summer type of vibe. We've got these beautiful flowers in a wraparound photographic label. And then of course the illumination that happens behind it when the candle is lit is really just, I think, exquisite. So good job to HOMEWORX on the packaging of this one. This is their standard 4-wick 18-ounce vessel. Let's go ahead and talk about the fragrance notes of this candle and the pour date. So the fragrance notes listed on the bottom of this candle are red hibiscus, mango slices, nectarine blossom, and tiare flower. All right, so what does my nose smell? This is definitely a tropical floral scent, although I will tell you guys that this is one of those cases where when there is a fragrance note that is listed, and actually, to be honest with you, I kind of forgot what the fragrance notes were when I initially lit up this candle, and when I started smelling it, I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this. And then when I looked at the fragrance notes, I was like, that's why, because yes, that's what my nose is smelling. All right, so yes, it is a tropical floral. However, my nose does detect the mango slices, and nectarine blossom to me would be more of a floral fragrance. However, I am definitely picking up the mango in here. And personally, you guys, I am not a fan of mango scents. I have said this before, and particularly when mango is mixed with some kind of stone fruit like a nectarine or a peach, it really, for whatever reason, you guys, my nose kind of interprets it a little bit like cat urine. I don't know why, you guys, but for whatever reason, I just don't really care for it. I will say that in this fragrance, it's not as bad as like just a straight up mango peach type of scent. It's not. It's blended really nicely with a hibiscus scent. Tiare flower, honestly, you guys, I haven't smelled a tiare flower, but I do smell floral in here. It's not heavy, white, oppressive floral. It's very light, tropical floral, almost kind of like there's a green element to it. We do know that Harry likes to mix his florals with fruit, so I'm not surprised at all that he included mango in here. However, I think it's just an unfortunate thing that for me personally, I'm not a fan of mango fragrances. And while I do detect it in this fragrance, it's not overwhelming, and it's not completely unpleasant to my nose. I will tell you that upon burn, I actually like this candle more than on cold sniff. When I got this in on cold sniff, I was kind of like, all I could smell, honestly, was that mango note, and I was like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna like this one. But I will say that that mango note kind of takes a little bit of a back seat. It's not, I don't want to say that it's not dominant, because my nose does smell it. But again, sometimes when a fragrance note is in a candle that you know you don't like, it's almost like you're actually looking for it. And my nose definitely cannot ignore that there is mango in here. But it does soften a little bit when the candle is burning. This is not a completely mango fragrance. It's not a fruity, it's not really a fruity mango fragrance. There is the tiare flower, or actually more of the hibiscus in here. That green element is in the candle. So I will tell you guys, just based on the fragrance alone, this is honestly probably going into my declutter pile after I finish this review, just because, again, it's not my personal fragrance preferences. And as somebody who reviews use a lot of candles, and I'm also trying to stay on top of my collection, I really have adopted the mindset that I will give all candles that I have or receive a good try. But if I get to the halfway point, once I film my review, if it is not for me, then I'm going to go ahead and pass it along to a friend. And that is going to be the case in this situation. So let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this candle. So I'm going to go ahead and lift it up so you can see the wicks on this. This candle has been lit for approximately 3 hours now. And you will see that the wicks do want to lean and move around a little bit. Now they don't really move around while the candle is burning. You can also see some wick residue in the wax pool, but I am not noticing that it's like impacting the fragrance at all. I don't smell any sootiness, and it's not giving off like any amount of soot for me. So Harry has said that these are self-trimming wicks, and I do agree with him for this wick style. I have not been trimming these wicks because I do not want to run into puny wicks. I do also use a wick dipper to extinguish my candles, and so I do find it easy to kind of maneuver the wicks back into place. But that being said, you guys, I have noticed on this candle that when I walk by it, I am kind of keeping an eye on to make sure that the wicks are not falling over into the wax pool. These ones, for whatever reason, do want to move around, not detach and move around. I don't feel like it's unsafe, but they do want to lean a little bit, and so that is something that you might want to be aware of to keep your eye on. In terms of pulling out, I have taken the method where on first burn of all of my HOMEWORX candles, since they have started using these newer wicks, I would say they've been using these newer wicks for about the last 9 months. My approach is that I generally will allocate at least 4 to 5 hours of burn time for the first burn, but I do find that successive burns after that usually achieve an entire wax pool by the 30-minute mark. So this candle, in terms of strength and throw, I'm going to go ahead and settle on this candle is a strength of about a 7.5, but the throw is about an 8. It does project quite well. Of course it would, because it's a fragrance that I don't particularly love. But I was doing some yard work the other day. I walked back into my home, and I definitely could smell it when I walked into the kitchen. I do always list in the description box down below the layout of my home, the age, the environment that I live in, because I do think that all of those things can impact a review. So if you're interested to see how my home compares to yours, please make sure that you check that out in the description box. But I generally gauge that if I can smell a candle throughout my kitchen and throughout my entire living area, meaning the open concept living room that has high ceilings, generally it's going to get an 8. If it really starts to like waft into the bedrooms, now we're at a 9, and of course a 10 would be all throughout the house. And honestly, you guys, there's not really a ton of candles that I've reviewed that fully do that for me. There's been a few, but not a lot of them. So I will say that for what this candle is and what the fragrance notes list, it is true to that. I think if you like fragrances like what I just described, if you like kind of that hibiscus green type of tropical flower, and you also like mango in there, then I think that you will enjoy this. But for me, it is just, it's not so much for me. It's more of the fragrance than it is the actual performance of the candle. The candle is performing quite well for me, other than those wicks that want to lean a little bit. But again, you guys, I do use a wick dipper. So this candle is still currently available on the Slatkin & Co. website. I do have a discount code with them. My discount code is KATIESJOYFULLIFE. It will save you 15% off of your order over $40 on their website. It is an affiliate code that is eligible for a commission, so please only use that if you are comfortable doing so, and always know that you are still welcome here at my channel if you are not comfortable using affiliate codes. HOMEWORX also has a great rewards program that you can earn points and redeem on those types of purchases. So the other thing I did want to go ahead and address, since we are in the summer months, I do know that sometimes there are some concerns about how a lot of these candles withstand the heat when they are shipping. I do know that HOMEWORX uses FedEx for their shipping supplier, and those vehicles tend to be air conditioned. I would know if a candle can withstand heat because I live in Arizona and it is the surface of the sun right now. So I'm very happy to tell you guys that I actually did receive a HOMEWORX shipment just the other day, and we had temperatures of around 103 that day when it was delivered, and I did not have any issues with the wax. So I do always want to keep you guys updated if I run into any wax issues, and not just with HOMEWORX, but any candle brands. I do like to let you guys know, because I do know that the heat is a concern for a lot of you guys. And if you ever do run into an issue where there are melted wax issues, goodness, that was a mouthful trying to say. In some instances, if you're really concerned about it, I would say go ahead and purchase the route protection, because I have had a couple of instances over the years where candles have arrived damaged, or wax has melted, and all I had to do was file a claim through route, and I got replacements sent to me or refunds given to me pretty quickly. So that is always something to be aware of. So let me know in the comment box down below, is this a fragrance that you like? Is this one that you have had your eye on? Are you with me? Do you guys think I'm weird? I know that everybody has, certain fragrances. Some people would be like, yeah, my nose, for whatever reason, that one does not hit right with me. You guys can feel free to comment down below. Is there a fragrance note that when you see it, you're like, ooh, that's not going to hit well with my nose? I'm always curious to see what those fragrance notes are for people. For me, it's always mango. Like mango and I just, we don't really get along so well. So you feel free to chime in down below. Please hit thumbs up if you found this video helpful, and feel free to subscribe to my channel if you love candle content. I do lots of dedicated reviews like this, hauls, empties, and everything in between. I do want to say thank you so very much for spending your time here with me today, and until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.